Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na Jamhuri ya Shirikisho la Somalia zimesaini hati 4 za makubaliano ya ushirikiano katika mkutano uliofanyika jijini Mogadishu tarehe 19 Disemba mwaka 2024 chini ya uenyekiti wa Waziri wa Mambo ya Nje na Ushirikiano wa Afrika Mashariki Mheshimiwa Balozi Mahmoud Thabit Kombo na Waziri wa Mambo ya Nje na Ushirikiano wa Kimataifa Mheshimiwa Balozi Ahmed Moalim Fiqi. Hati hizo 4 zilizosainiwa zimehusisha ushirikiano wa jumla, sekta ya utalii, ulinzi na afya. Hatua hiyo inayolenga kukuza ushirikiano wa kidiplomasia na uchumi sambamba na kuboresha utoaji huduma kwenye sekta hizo kwa manufaa ya raia wa mataifa yote mawili. Waziri Kombo akizungumza kwenye hafla ya utiaji saini wa hati hizo, Waziri Kombo ameeleza Tanzania imepiga hatua kubwa katika utoaji wa huduma za afya, ambapo kupitia makubaliano hayo Somalia watapata fursa ya kunufaika na huduma mbalimbali zinazopatikana nchini kwenye sekta hiyo, ikiwemo matibabu, kununua madawa na vifaa tiba na mafunzo.
Your Excellency Salah Ahmed Jama, Deputy Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Somalia. Your Excellency, my dear colleague and brother, Ambassador Ahmed Moalim Fiqi, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Federal Republic of Somalia. Honorable ministers here present today from the Federal Republic of Somalia and the United Republic of Tanzania. I would like to recognize the Minister of Defense from Somalia, Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, and Minister of Health, and all other ministers. But I've also would like very much to recognize the ministers from the delegation on the Tanzanian, United Republic of Tanzanian side, Honorable Pindi Hazarachana, our Minister for Tourism and Natural Resources, His Excellency Dr. Godwin Mollel, Deputy Minister of Health. I would like to recognize our Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Salim Haji Othman. Deputy Prime Minister, we are really serious and we mean business and work here this time. I would like also to recognize His Excellency Ambassador Ambassador Ilyas Ali Hassan, who is the new ambassador of the Federal Republic of Somalia in the United Republic of Tanzania, and also commend the job well done within very few weeks, I would say a month, of his presentation of his credentials and making this event a success. Congratulations, Ambassador. Excellency, you have a great ambassador in our country and we thank you for that. I would also like to recognize the representative of our embassy, which is based in Nairobi, covering Somalia, who is here also present today. Deputy PS heading the senior officials, His Excellency Ambassador Said Shaib Musa, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Director of Africa, the boss of Helen here, Ambassador Ali Bujiku, who is Director of Africa, one of the very big departments. Ladies and gentlemen, salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Naomba niwasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs. It is both a pleasure and honor for me and of my delegation to be here with you all today to attend this very historical moment of signing several agreements and memorandum of understanding between the United Republic of Tanzania and the Federal Republic of Somalia. I would therefore like, first of all, to thank the government of the Federal Republic of Somalia for inviting us to your great country and to be able to witness this momentous occasion. I would like to thank you personally, Deputy Prime Minister, to be here with us today. This is a message that you are sending us on our seriousness, on our relationship, that we shall deliver also the same message to our Head of State, Excellency Madam President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Excellencies, I would like also similarly to to express my deepest appreciation for the warm welcome, hospitality, and all courtesies extended to me and my delegation since the arrival. We were very well received, and maybe the video will be shown later, with very traditional and cultural Somali identity dances at the airport. We highly appreciate that. I would also like to appreciate to my dear brother, Ambassador Ahmed Moalim Fiqi, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Federal Republic of Somalia, and through you, Deputy Prime Minister, to your government and the people of Federal Republic of Somalia, for the warm reception and generous hospitality accorded to all of us. We are going back with a very positive message of Mogadishu. The bold gestures of fraternity and brotherhood that you and all the people of Somalia have extended to us and demonstrated made our visit a memorable one, and I promise you I will be back again here. We will cherish these memories, fond memories of this visit forever in our history. In this respect, I cannot let this moment pass without extending deepest appreciation to our two great leaders, our heads of state, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, and Madam Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, who made this meeting be possible today and all the signatures possible after sitting together during the East African Summit in Arusha, which was held last month. So we really appreciate to both our heads of state. I would also like to extend our appreciation to the able team of experts from both sides, PS Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Deputy Director, for leading the team of experts and for the hard work that you did for the last 3 days. And let me assure you, the hard work will pay off. Their hard work paved way for us today to sign the agreements and the memorandum of understandings that will have also action plan attached to them and specific numbers on deliverables, what we are expected or what we are putting as targets to deliver. And this is an extra job for you. We commend their outstanding and comprehensive efforts which have contributed significantly to the success of this historic moment. I must tell you, in response to your speech, Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs, that United Republic of Tanzania is ready, and for all that you have mentioned, I was noting down in the points when you gave your speech here, for all that you have mentioned, we are ready to work together, and rest assured, the evidence is the weight of this delegation being here today, that we are going to work on each one of them, including those we are going to sign and including others that you will come up with later. Tanzania and Somalia share a unique history of cultural and political relationship over several hundreds of years. Not only we are maritime neighbors, but our bilateral relationship predates colonial era. Indeed, it is a historical fact that Kismayu was once part of the Sultanate of Zanzibar until the independence of Somalia in 1960. Therefore, it is not surprising at all to find that there are many people of Somali origin in Tanzania and also many people of Tanzanian origin in Somalia. I requested His Excellency, Minister of Foreign Affairs, if time will permit, I would like to meet some of them who are living here and some of them who are known as Tanzanians and Zanzibaris. So if time permits, I would like to meet our dear brothers and sisters whom we share common history together. Both Somalia living in Tanzania and Tanzanians living in Somalia call their homes. So it is a home away from home. The Tanzanians call their home Somalia, and Somalis who are living in Tanzania call Tanzania as their home. This clearly underscores the age-old relations between our two countries. Once again, the presence of you, Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, here today proves and shows the great emphasis and seriousness that the Federal Republic of Somalia has put into our delegation, and please convey our greetings and regards to His Excellency President from our dear President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, and hopefully I shall be able to meet His Excellency President later on today and convey this direct message. But your presence here has made us also go with a very serious feedback to the United Republic of Tanzania and to our leader for a great start of work ahead of us and with an action plan of working together. Let's now put words and all these agreements into action and not only into paper. Unfortunately, despite these very long-standing bilateral ties that we have, our economic cooperation still remains low. For instance, our two-way trade last year was less than Tanzanian shillings 1 billion, which translates to only $400,000. There is a need for us to work closely together, and in my next visit, rest assured, I will be also accompanied by private sector who are very strong in investment, trade, commerce, production, commodities, etc., who have already expressed their interest working with their brothers and sisters here in Somalia.
Aliendelea kueleza kuwa serikali za pande zote mbili zinatambua kuwa ili wananchi waweze kunufaika na fursa hizo, ni muhimu kuhakikisha huduma za mawasiliano na usafiri kati ya Tanzania na Somalia zinaimarishwa. Hivyo amehimiza kuharakishwa kwa mazungumzo yanayoendelea ili huduma ya usafiri wa moja kwa moja kwa njia ya anga kati ya Dar es Salaam na Mogadishu ianze kupatikana mapema iwezekanavyo. Aidha, Waziri Kombo ameelekeza watendaji kuandaa utaratibu maalum wa kufuatilia mwenendo wa utekelezaji wa mikataba na makubaliano yaliyofikiwa, huku akihimiza kuwa anataka kuona ikitekelezwa kwa vitendo. Ushirikiano huu utasaidia mataifa yetu kufikia malengo yake ya kiuchumi sambamba na kukidhi matarajio ya wakuu wa nchi zetu ambao dhamira yao ni kuona ustawi wa uchumi wa wananchi kupitia fursa zinazotokana na ushirikiano huu. Hivyo ni muhimu kwetu sote kuhakikisha makubaliano haya yanatekelezwa kwa vitendo, alieleza Waziri Kombo. Kwa upande wake, Waziri wa Mambo ya Nje na Ushirikiano wa Kimataifa, Mheshimiwa Balozi Ahmed Moalim Fiqi, licha ya Somalia kushirikiana na Tanzania kupitia majukwaa mbalimbali na matangamano wa Afrika Mashariki, wanaona ni muhimu zaidi kuimarisha uhusiano wa uwili ili kujenga ukaribu zaidi na uwanja mpana wa ushirikiano. Ameeleza kuwa kufanya hivyo kunatoa fursa ya ushirikiano zaidi katika kutatua changamoto mbalimbali zinazokabili katika ukanda, ikiwemo suala la amani na usalama ambao limekuwa kikwazo kikubwa cha maendeleo ya kijamii na kiuchumi. Naye Naibu Waziri Mkuu wa Shirikisho la Jamhuri ya Somalia, Mheshimiwa Salax Ahmed Jama, akifunga hafla ya utiaji saini wa makubaliano hayo, ameeleza kuwa ushirikiano huo umewadia katika wakati sahihi ambapo taifa hilo linaendelea kufanya mageuzi ya kisiasa. Hivyo wanayo mengi ya kujifunza na kuiga kutoka Tanzania, ambayo kwa muda mrefu imekuwa na amani na umoja licha ya kuwa na tofauti nyingi za kijamii, ikiwemo mila, dini na itikadi tofauti za kisiasa.
The respective delegations, to start with, allow me to welcome the delegation from the United Republic of Tanzania, headed by the Foreign Minister and composed of various ministries and other high-ranking officials. Allow me to welcome you to this very beautiful city, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, Mogadishu, and Somalia. It is indeed a great honor for us to welcome you to our country and to have this momentous occasion where we are not starting a new relationship, but rather rekindling and reestablishing a long-lasting relationship that dates back to pre-colonial times, as mentioned by the minister. I would also like to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the other Somali ministries, and overall the delegation from both sides for the brilliant work that has been done in a very short time frame, where the MOUs and the agreements, from a foreign relations agreement to a defense MOU, health and tourism, and many more to follow that were discussed, have already been finalized. So I would like to recognize the great effort of the two respective teams. We will be attending another important event where you will go to see the different perspectives, the aspirations, and the plans of the Somali government. So I will make my remarks rather very short and begin by acknowledging that the leaders of this nation, and the people, have had a great relationship in the past. Of course, it has been well documented here that the great Pan-Africanist leader, the towering figure, the former president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, has come to Somalia a few months before Tanzania became an independent country. And he has had a very brotherly, friendly, and cordial relationship with the then president of Somalia, the great Democrat, and President Aden Ade. Of course, the impact and the ideological leadership that Julius Nyerere has left on the African continent is well documented. On the other hand, the Somali governments from the 60s to 70s have also been, and the leaders of Somalia have shown a great deal of brotherly relations with the larger African continent, helping many other African countries to liberate themselves and attain their independence. As I travel to places from Angola and other African countries, I am often overwhelmed by the amount of appreciation that different African countries have for the Somali people and their governments. I would like to bring to the attention of the delegation from Tanzania that Somalia has departed with its past, and we are in a new era, an era defined by the following characteristics. We are in a post-Al-Shabaab world where we are about to finalize our fight against this deadly group. And the government, for the last 2.5 years, has been consistently defeating Al-Shabaab in various fronts, which means we are in charge of our security in a significant way, of course, with collaboration from our partners. We have also recently finalized a HIPC initiative that many other African countries have undergone, which means we have gone through the debt relief process. And we are at a stage to lay the foundations, sustainable foundations, for our economic growth agenda. And bilateral relationships such as this one help us to draw on the experience of our partners and our friends like Tanzania, to learn from how you have been able to attain significant gains in the health front by meeting all the World Health Organization indicators. How do we learn from other African countries to attain the Sustainable Development Goals so that we uplift the living conditions of our people? it was great to hear from your experiences in terms of expanding and enhancing your health sector, not only in the primary health services, but also in specialized healthcare and curative care. Just like you did in the past, a lot of our citizens traveled to India and elsewhere. So perhaps we can learn from one another in terms of providing better health services to our citizens here in the continent as two countries who are part of the same economic community, the East African Economic Community. I think our bilateral relations are only going to be enhanced by this overarching framework that we are part of. Going back once again to the historical developments, I am compelled to remember when Somalia, as a significant player in global and regional political international relations and developments, played a vital role in trying to create peace between Tanzania and Uganda in the year 1972, and the famous Mogadishu Accord that was signed here laid the foundation for that peace. So many of today's generations might remember the struggles that our country has gone through in the post-90s era, but there certainly has been days in the past when we provided leadership within the East Africa and the larger African continent. So Somalia is certainly reclaiming its place in the region and in the global arena as a contributing member to trading opportunities, cooperation, economic integration, and security provision to the larger East African community. As you have noted, Somali businessmen and women have shown their expertise in the arena of trade and investment, and they are very much present in Tanzania and elsewhere. Allow me to acknowledge the tourism MOU. Why is an MOU on tourism important with Tanzania for us as Somalis? I had to do my little research and figure out that tourism provides close to 20% of your GDP. Minister Dawood Awais, who is in charge of this docket, certainly will have to draw lessons from how you were able to not only expand the tourism industry, but also in a sustainable manner. Perhaps the Serengeti, as many people would know, the last remaining unaltered natural migration of about 1 million wildebeest across the Serengeti plains between Tanzania and Kenya is a classic example of a government and people who have maintained natural habitat, conserved, and also benefit from it in a monetary sense. So we as Somalis will have to learn how do we reinvigorate the living environment for the natural habitat from the Shabelle regions to the Juba and the Gosha regions and all the way to the border with Kenya. Wildlife used to be in abundance, but the era of conflict has led to migration. There is a great deal of experience to be drawn from our brotherly country, Tanzania. Of course, on the issue of defense and stability, there certainly are lessons to draw from one another. It's not only about military cooperation, but it's about learning from each other in terms of how do you sustain security and peace. Certainly, the nation-building model of Tanzania is an exemplary example of unity in diversity, with over 120 ethnic groups. Tanzania has managed to create a national identity of inclusivity and unity in diversity. We as Somalis that have experienced our share of volatility certainly would be learning from you. Allow me to conclude by addressing and underscoring the need for action that our partners have demanded. It is not merely about signing documents. There is no shortage of documents that African countries sign, but it is in the arena of delivery that the difference can be observed. Be rest assured, Mr. Minister and the delegation, that Somalia is up for business. Somalia is for cooperation, and we certainly have a sense of urgency. It is to our benefit. We took note of the health centers, the training facilities, the research centers, from cardiac to other medical specializations, and there are a lot of private sector Somali health institutions who certainly would benefit from collaboration. Of course, we have our very proactive and fast-moving ambassador, Mr. Elias. I thought by now he would be very busy in trying to get his credentials accepted, but he has brought one of the largest delegations to town. So we certainly would like to commend him. He is young, energetic, very active, and a knowledgeable man. I would like to conclude by requesting the technical people to come up with benchmarks that have quarterly, or maybe halfway in the next year, or in our annual review process, we must be able to measure the gains we have made and the challenges that came our way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude my remarks by speaking on behalf of the President and the Prime Minister of the country in truly acknowledging the value we attach to this bilateral relationship. Tanzania is not only an East African neighboring country for us, we are also maritime neighbors. We would like to learn from your experiences of how do you manage your beautiful coastlines, and we also have a vast and a beautiful coastline that for many centuries we were just living in peace with it, not doing much with it. I think it could be the blue economy could be the foundations of our economic aspirations. Certainly, that is an area we're looking for. So from blue economy to defense, from tourism to education, from health to aviation, and we take note of the need to have meaningful connectivity arrangements by air, by sea, and other means. Connectivity is one of the major impediments to Africa's development and achievements. I would like to bring to your attention from Qatar Airways to Turkish Airlines, Uganda Airlines, Kenyan Airlines, Djibouti Airlines, Ethiopian. There are more than a couple of dozen airliners that come here, and we can work on arrangements to ensure that there is direct connectivity. Somalia is the gateway to many other parts of the world, and we hope our relationship is going to be a mutually beneficial, based on respect for one another's integrity, and also based on cultural similarities that date back to hundreds of years. And maybe Mr. Fiqi and the ways and others will work on connecting you with the Tanzanian original communities of Tanzanian origin or Zanzibar that live here in Somalia. We look forward to enhancing our relationship, and I think tonight we will be having a departing dinner. We will continue our conversations there, but we really would like to acknowledge the importance we're attaching to this relationship. Thank you very much for your energy and enthusiasm.
dalka Soomaaliya ku soo dhaweeyno wafdi culus oo hogaaminaya wasiirka arrimaha dibadda ee dalka Tanzania.
Tukio hilo la kihistoria lililofanyika kwa mara ya kwanza katika kipindi cha miaka 40 ambalo linaashiria zama mpya za mahusiano ya kidiplomasia na uchumi baina ya pande zote kutoka Tanzania. Viongozi mbalimbali ikiwemo Waziri wa Mali Asili na Utalii Mheshimiwa Dr. Pindi Chana, Naibu Waziri wa Afya Mheshimiwa Dr. Godwin Mollel na watendaji wa ngazi mbalimbali serikalini wakiongozwa na Waziri wa Mambo ya Nje na Ushirikiano wa Afrika Mashariki Mheshimiwa Balozi Mahmoud Thabit Kombo. Makubaliano hayo yamefikiwa kufuatia mazungumzo kati ya Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan na Rais wa Shirikisho la Jamhuri ya Somalia Mheshimiwa Dr. Hassan Sheikh Mahmud yaliyofanyika pembezoni mwa mkutano wa kilele wa wakuu wa nchi ya Afrika Mashariki uliofanyika jijini Arusha tarehe 30 Novemba 2024. Kutoka katika kipindi chako pendwa cha diplomasia ya uchumi, mimi ni Jifu Amerika Guta, nikikutaka tena subscribe, share, comment and like ili uwe wa kwanza kupata taarifa mbalimbali zinazohusiana na masuala ya diplomasia ya uchumi tunapokuletea hewani. Karibu and thanks for watching.